Hello and welcome back to the Satoshi Society YouTube channel. My name is AJ, one of the co-hosts here, and today we are going to be taking a look at the technical analysis side of crypto, taking a look at Bitcoin, taking a look at Ethereum, taking a quick look at the traditional markets and the DXY as well, because they are, really important in determining where the price of Bitcoin is actually going and sort of the rest of the crypto market as well. So that's what we're going to be looking at today, and I'm going to be updating you, with what I've been talking about over the past few days, over the past week. Okay, so before we get into the video, please make sure you smash a thumbs up on this video. Please smash that like button. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps the channel out and really helps me out as well. So please make sure you smash that like button, and we will jump straight on into the video. So first thing we're going to be looking at, as always, is Bitcoin. Taking a look at Bitcoin on the 4-hour chart, and we've been looking at this for a while now. Okay, we've been looking at this, and we have been focusing on this parallel ascending, this ascending parallel channel, which in fact did break towards the downside. Okay, then what happened is we retested it. Okay, and then we got a rejection. Okay, and that rejection has continued. Okay, we've continued to see this pullback, and we have in fact hit the target, the intended target, which I said was most likely going to happen. Okay, so I gave us a target of around $21,700, and as of yesterday, that target was hit as I anticipated it too. Okay, this was a really, 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 really nice potential trade if you did take it. From up here, I've told you I took a trade from up here. I didn't come live and show you me actually trading this because, as I said, as I said previously, I've been taking a break because of Christmas, and then I was on holiday as well. So I took a break from trading. So I'm just easing myself back into trading. But right now, I'm currently in a short position, and it is in a really, really nice profit. I did say I was entering a short position up here after I did enter it. But initially, after this break towards the downside and then the retest and then the rejection, I was pretty confident that we were going to see this actually play out. Okay, we were going to see this pullback for Bitcoin and come to this target of $21,700, and that is what happened. Now, I've still got this short position open. Okay, because I do still think there could be lower. Okay, there could in fact be lower. Okay, what I'm looking at here is this resistance level at 21,000, previous resistance, sorry, at 21,468. Okay, it's acted as really, really nice resistance here. And then if we're coming all the way back here as well, it's acted as perfect resistance there as well. So this is sort of a level that we need to be focusing on right now. And this is sort of that next major level. Okay, if we can hold this level, and get a bounce off of this level, then there's without a doubt we could see the price push towards the upside. Okay, however, if we do break towards the downside, then I would expect lower for Bitcoin. Okay, taking a look at the RSI can give us a pretty good indication of where the price could potentially be going. Okay, and what we can see is on the 4-hour, the RSI is actually very, very oversold, meaning that we could potentially see some sort of consolidation, or in fact, we could see a slight push towards the upside before maybe another pullback or that continuation towards the upside. Okay. What I'm also seeing as well on this 4-hour is that we are in fact getting a bullish divergence, hidden bullish divergence as well. So we're seeing higher highs on the price action chart. Okay, so taking it from this low right here to this potential low that we could form right here, because the RSI is very oversold. Okay, potentially we are forming a bullish divergence here, okay, because the RSI is going the opposite way. Okay, the RSI is forming lower lows, whilst the price action chart is forming higher highs. Okay, so textbook hidden bearish bullish divergence, and from here, with this support level right coming in right here, okay, previous resistance, now support, and then the RSI being in that oversold territory, it could, we could most likely see the price bounce off of here. Okay, now I'm not saying that the price is going to bounce and then come back all the way up to, $24,000. That's not what I'm saying, because I still think there's a possibility that we could go lower. But what I'm saying is, this is going to be a support level here, and we will most likely see a bounce off of this level. However, there is a possibility that we could break towards the downside. And if we break towards the downside, then I would expect lower. And where would I expect the price to come to? Well, I would expect the price to come to sort of a next semi-major level at $20,294. That's sort of the next level that I will be looking at the price coming to. And then if that was broken, then $18,800 would be that next target. Okay, but we've been looking at these very bearish targets, over the past week. And I've seen some comments, people saying, that this is not going to play out, and we're going to continue to see the price push towards the upside. That's not the case. There was so many bearish signals out there. Just screaming bearishness. Okay, for me, just break towards the downside. Then that's retest, and then the rejection. That was just sort of that cherry on the top. But we were getting resistance levels up here, major resistance levels up here. We're getting bearish divergences up here on the daily. Okay, we've still got this massive bearish divergence, higher highs on the price action charts, lower lows on the RSI. Okay, price is reacting to that. Price is coming to this weekly level here as well, and price is reacting to all of this. Price is pulling back, as I've expected it to. Okay, how far it's going to pull back, we don't know as of yet. We have to see. The next level that I'm looking at the price coming to is 21,468. Okay, we're pretty close to that, but that's sort of the next level. That if we hold that level, or if we break that level, it's going to, give me an understanding of where the price could go. Okay, so if we can hold that level, then I would expect, range low, okay, from this range here, okay, this range low to potentially be hit once again, okay, at 22,287. That could be a possibility. If we can break above that, then we can get back in the range, and then we can potentially continue ranging sideways or move towards the high of this range right here. Okay, but then again, if we break the support, we're most likely going to go lower. Okay, so this is sort of my reevaluation zone right here. Once the price, or if the price comes down here, I'm going to reevaluate. Is the price looking bullish, or is the price looking like it's going to continue towards the downside? From what I'm looking at right now, I would actually expect a slight bounce off of this level. I would expect a bounce. Reason being, we have this bullish divergence coming in with the higher highs on the price action chart and then lower lows on the RSI. Coming into a support level, then RSI very oversold. So for me, if the price was to come down a little bit more, I would expect to push towards the upside. Okay, an invalidation for that would be a break below this, and then a break below these previous lows here. So a break below sort of $20,400, because that would invalidate that bullish divergence. Okay, those would be the invalidations for me. But right now, I was bearish. Okay, in the short term, I was bearish in the short term. Now I'm sort of flipping to bullish in the short term. Okay, you got to remember, this is only in the short term. On taking a step back, medium term, long term, I am still more bearish than bullish. Okay, and I have my reasons. And if you haven't already heard those reasons, I will go through them very quickly in a second. But right now, in the short term, I'm looking more bullish rather than bearish. I'm looking at the price potentially bouncing off the support level, pushing towards the upside. And then when we get to another level, then I'll reevaluate from there. The way I trade is level to level. I'm a level to level trader. If a level is broken, then we're looking at lower levels. Okay. If a level is held, then we're looking at the higher levels. Okay. If a level is broken towards the upside, we're looking to the next level there as well. Okay. So I'm just a level to level trader. I'm looking at these levels, and I don't really care where the price is going, to be honest with you. Of course, I would love to see Bitcoin for my long-term hodl portfolio. I would love to see the price of Bitcoin just rally towards the upside. However, that's not the case. We're in a bear market still. And we're going to see these pullbacks, and maybe even see a bigger pullback as well. So to be honest with you, I don't really care where the price is going. I'm just acting off what the charts are telling me. And, if there's a short opportunity like there was up here, I'm entering into a short position and shorting that down to those levels. Okay. My final sort of take profit point is going to be at $21,468. Okay, of course, I've taken profit off of that trade already, but that's sort of my final TP. But I am going to leave, between 10 and 20% left within the trade, just in case that's this level gets broken here, and then we move much lower. Okay, so I can capitalize on the price continuing to push towards towards the downside, okay? And then I can compound that trade if necessary, as in put more capital within that trade. But right now, just waiting for that this level to be hit, 21,468. Then I'll take sort of the rest of the profit off of that trade. If the price decides to reverse from here, I will reevaluate that. If the price comes up to the range low, if we're going to get a rejection from there, then we're most likely going to come down. However, if we break back up, then we could be coming back into this range and potentially coming back to the high of the range at just under $24,000. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at right now, and of course, if anything changes, of course you will be the first people to know about it. But yeah, right now I'm shorter term, a little bit more bullish, okay, maybe a little bit more downside, okay, before we then potentially push towards the upside. But right now, as of right now, we don't know whether this push towards the upside is going to be a big push towards the upside, or whether this push towards the upside is going to be a slight push towards the upside and then a continuation towards the downside. Okay, we have to reevaluate that once we get to another key level, such as the range low at $22,287. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at right now. Moving quickly onto the DXY. The DXY hasn't actually pumped. Today it is pushing towards the upside a little bit, but it's still finding strong resistance at this horizontal level here. If it breaks above this horizontal level here and continues towards the upside to this resistance level here, then I'm expecting another bigger pullback for Bitcoin. Okay, so we've got to be very aware of that. DXY and Bitcoin are very inversely correlated. DXY goes up, Bitcoin goes down. DXY goes down, Bitcoin goes up. Okay, so if we're going to see the DXY break this resistance level here and move towards the upside, Bitcoin is most likely going to break support and continue much lower. Traditional markets as well. Traditional markets are getting rejected from a major resistance level here. Okay, on my charts, a major level is this purple box with the red outline. That's a major level. Okay. And it has been major support and resistance previously. So that's why I've marked it as a major level. Okay. And we are, in fact, using this as a major resistance level. Okay. We've got a rejection from it. Okay. Potentially even no divergences forming there on the higher time frame. Maybe on the smaller time frame, some divergences were forming potentially. Lower, no divergences forming. But anyway, it's a major level. It's a major resistance level. Okay. And we're getting rejected from it. Okay. So Bitcoin is correlated to the traditional markets. We're going to see traditional markets pull back. Bitcoin's going to pull back as well. Traditional markets are getting rejected from a major level. So we're going to see Bitcoin potentially continue to pull back if the traditional markets are going to continue to pull back and potentially come down to the major support down here at around, just under $4,000. Okay, so we've got to be aware of that as well. But initially, traditional markets pulling back, so Bitcoin, and if they continue to pull back, then Bitcoin is going to continue to pull back as well. Taking a quick look at Ethereum, and then I want to go on to the bigger picture of Bitcoin, but just taking a quick look at Ethereum, exactly the same thing. My price targets have been hit. Over the past week, I've been telling you, we're going to get rejected from this horizontal level up here. We've been forming bearish divergences. Okay, if we zoom in a little bit and have a look. Okay, we have this horizontal level of resistance coming in here, this white level here. Okay, looking at the RSI, okay, higher highs on the price action chart, continuous higher highs. Okay, this is a high, this is a higher high, and then this is another higher high. Yes, they're very slight higher highs, but initially they're still higher highs. RSI, we're forming lower lows, very clear lower lows, textbook bearish divergences. Okay, two of them right there. Okay, and those two made one big bearish divergence, and you can see that that's played out. The horizontal level, the value area high, and the bearish divergence has been enough resistance for the price to reject from that and then come down to that target that I gave you of around $1,560, and it's actually gone below that as well. Okay, looking at Ethereum as well. Let's see. If we're going on to a bigger time frame, we can very clearly see here that if we can stay above 1,510, okay, then that will be that the price action chart is forming higher highs. Okay, if we can stay above that there, but the RSI is very clearly forming lower lows. So potentially from here we could see a nice push towards the upside, potentially back up to this resistance level here. Okay, so right now, I'm not all bearish. Okay, in the shorter term, we're looking at some bullish scenarios here. However, if we do break below let's say, yeah, 1,510. If we break below that, okay, we get a candle break below that level there, then this bearish divergence would actually be invalidated, and then we could see the price continue to pull back. Okay, of course, if Bitcoin's going to continue to pull back and the traditional markets are going to continue to pull back, we're most likely going to see Ethereum continue to pull back as well. Okay, but in the shorter term, I am more bullish than bearish. Okay, yes, I think a little bit more downside before a potential push towards the upside is necessary. But shorter term, I'm a bit more bullish rather than bearish, but still on the medium term to long term basis, I am still very bearish. Okay. Reason being, for those who haven't, been watching the live streams, we're coming into this we've come into this major resistance level here. We've tapped it. Okay. We literally tapped it and we've got a rejection from it. And this rejection is continuing. Okay. We can see this right here. During this week, the rejection is in fact continuing. Okay, what else have we seen? Okay, what else have we seen? Okay, what I'm going to show you first is what we've seen previously. Okay, we've seen a hidden bullish divergence, price action towards the downside. A bullish divergence, sorry, price action towards the downside. Okay, RSI ticking towards the upside. Okay, higher highs RSI, lower lows price action chart. What is this? Okay, this is a textbook bullish divergence that played out really, really nicely, and we got a really nice push towards the upside. I told you if we broke this level, the next level that we're going to be looking at is this resistance level here. That's exactly what happened. Now, what are we looking at? Okay, what are we looking at in the present time? Well, we're looking at a bearish divergence. Okay, we've got this high, then we've got a lower high right here. Okay, coming to the RSI, we have a high, and we have a higher high, textbook bearish divergence. Okay, what is the price most likely going to do? Well, the price is most likely going to pull back, and we're already seeing this. Okay, so for me, I do expect the price to come down to this support level here between sort of $18,800 and $19,700. Looking at the weekly, this is what I'm expecting to happen. Okay. And then to add on to that as well and give us sort of a potential price target, okay, what we can see is that previous bullish divergence gave us a 56% pump towards the upside. Okay, if we were to see a similar sized move from Bitcoin because of this divergence, where could we actually see the price go? Well, we could actually see a pretty horrendous pullback. Okay, if we were to see a 50% pullback, a 56% pullback, sorry, that could bring us all the way down to 10,664. Now, I'm not saying the price is going to pull back to that price, okay, but it's something that we have to look at. Okay, these weekly, these patterns on these weekly charts, okay, are very the majority of the time they do play out. Okay, the higher the time frame, the stronger the analysis is going to be. Okay, and this bearish divergence and getting rejected from a major resistance level is really, really, really bearish for me. Okay, looking at this is really bearish. Of course, we got this major support level here, which could hold the price up. Yes, could hold the price up, and we could have a bounce towards the upside. So, of course, if the price comes down here, we have to reevaluate. Is the price going to push towards the upside, or is the price looking like it's going to break towards the downside and move much lower to those lows of the bear market that I have targeted at 14,000? 12,000 and potentially even 10,000 as that last level of support as well. Those are the targets that I have. Okay, first target is 14,000, second target is 12,000, and then that last target is 10,000. What's it to be exact? $10,300 approximately as that final support level. Okay. But right now, the market is looking a lot more bearish to me rather than bullish. Okay, a lot more. 80% bearish, 20% bullish. Okay, that's why I'm swaying right now. And if we're going to continue to push towards the downside, then that percentage is only going to increase. Okay, so potentially even to 90% bearish, 10% bullish. And then if we're going to break the support, then I'm just going to flip 100% bearish. Okay, of course, I'm not going to flip 100% bearish yet because there is a possibility we could come and break this resistance level here. I've said it. If we break above 25k and we can hold that support, then yes, I can flip bullish. But until that happens, I'm going to remain bearish. Okay, even if we come and have another test of this resistance, I'm going to remain bearish until we break 25,000 and use that as support. Those are my bullish cases. Okay, and I'm not gonna change on that. I'm not gonna change my TA just because other people are getting bullish and other people are looking at other indicators which are potentially giving them bullish signs. For me, what I'm looking at here is just very bearish scenarios. Looking at the fundamentals as well, they're looking very bearish. Fed, continuing to increase rates, and if data is going to come in better than they expected, then they're going to have to increase rates by an increased amount as well. We've got the 2-year that's exceeded the 10-year. Every time that's happened, it's led into a recession. Recession is not going to be good for the markets. So we've got to be very aware of all of this. And then the sort of the big thing that I have been looking at recently, and if you've been following the channel, you know that I've covered this multiple times, so I'll cover it very quickly. We're looking very, very similar to the Wall Street cheat sheet, psychology of a market cycle, okay? Looking at this very quickly, we have a high up here, we have a pullback, okay, then we have another push towards the upside and then a bigger pullback. Then we form this anger phase where we form a low, a high, a lower low, and then a lower high. And then we go into this depression phase. This is exactly what we are forming right now. As of right now, this is what we are forming, okay? We've got the high up here, okay, at the top of the bull market, 69,000. We had the pullback, okay? Then what did we have? We had a little push towards the upside, okay, forming a lower high. And then we had the bigger pullback taking us to the low of the bear market. And then what has happened is we're forming this anger phase, okay? We're forming this anger phase right here where we form a low, a high, a low, a lower high, okay? Looking at this now, we form the low right here. We form the high, we form the lower low, taking us to the very bottom of the bear market. And now, as of right now, we're forming a lower high, okay? This is looking identical to this anger phase right here. And then what we see from here is that the price slowly churns its way down to the depression phase. And then after the depression phase, of course, we get into the bull market, into that disbelief phase. Okay, but right now it's looking too perfect to this Wall Street cheat sheet. Okay, it's looking identical to this Wall Street cheat sheet. And for me, we are just leaving this anger phase here, and lower is what I'm expecting. Looking at this TA that I'm looking at as well. Yes, I could be wrong. Yes, I could be wrong. But what I'm looking at right now is, a high probability that this could play out. Okay, I do really think this could play out. Looking at the fundamentals being bearish, looking at the technicals screaming bearishness at me, literally screaming bearishness at me. Okay, so for me, I am much more bearish right now. I've been very bearish even throughout this pump. Okay, I've still been bearish. Okay, I'm going to stick to my gut. Okay, I'm going to be sticking to what I'm saying. I don't want to change what I'm saying, just because the price has changed. I still think lower is possible. And I think, if this bearish divergence plays out, this is where this is the pattern that's going to take us down to those potential lows. Okay. And that this move could potentially have already started. Okay. So we've got to be very, very aware of that. Just don't give in to that FOMO. Just don't give in to, everyone flipping bullish over on Twitter, everyone flipping bullish over on YouTube as well. You've got to look at the facts, and you've got to be a realist as well. Just because the prices had a nice bear market rally, okay, you can't get overly bullish. Okay, you just have to look at all of the facts. Okay, and to me, the facts are telling me that we're going to go lower. Okay, yes, I could be wrong. Okay, that is a possibility. You're not going to be right all of the time, but for me, it is looking prime for another pullback. Okay, just looking at everything. I've shown you it all, and the DXY as well. The DXY is starting to tick towards the upside. If that starts breaking major resistances, then all hell is going to break loose for Bitcoin, and we're going to see much lower. Okay, so that's pretty much all I've got for you today. Maybe a bit more of a pullback back down to this support, and then from there, maybe a little bounce before the continuation towards the downside. Or if we can break this range low here, we could potentially even go higher. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at. But of course, I will come live and reevaluate if we get to this level here. If we get to this level, I will come live and I will reevaluate the situation. Are we going to bounce, or are we going to break towards the downside? Okay, right now, I would expect a bounce off of this level because, this is support. Okay, we also have a bullish divergence potentially forming as well, and the RSI in very oversold territory. So for me, if the price was to come down to this support, I would expect a bounce. Okay, but of course, I will come live if the price gets to that point there, and we can reevaluate. Is the price going to pump, or is the price going to continue to dump? Then when we've sort of had a decision, or when the price has decided which way it wants to go. If it goes up, we will reevaluate here. Is the price going to continue to pump, or is the price going to get a rejection from that level and come back down to the support? Okay. So every time we get to a major level, I will come live and I will update you with the necessary information that you need to hear about. Okay. So once again, thank you very much for watching this video. Doug H, great to see you again. AJ, most interested to hear your analysis. Thanks. Thank you for coming back. Good to see you back here as well. I hope you enjoyed this video and hope you enjoyed my analysis. So yeah, please make sure you all smash a like on this video. I would really, really appreciate it. Helps me out, helps the channel out. Hopefully we can grow this channel together. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next live stream, whether that's later on today if I need to update you with anything. If not, it will be tomorrow for the normal live stream. So yeah, if you are new, subscribe, turn that bell notification on so you never miss one of our live streams. And yeah, remember, smash that like button, and I will see you in the next live stream. Thank you very much, guys. Goodbye.